Hey everybody, it's Jay, and I have in front of me my Iron Tiger Forge Noble Plants Jian sword. This is a pretty characteristically Chinese sword. If you couldn't tell from my, I'm sure, exact and perfect pronunciation of this sword's name, and I don't mean the Noble Plants part. Before I get into the opinions on this specific reproduction, I'll talk a little bit about the history of the Jian, and again with the same warning about my pronunciation of Chinese words. But the Jian was developed during the Bronze Age in China around the 7th century BC, and it's pretty well always characterized by a double-edged blade with a fairly short hilt. By short, I mean narrow. It's good to use right words. Sometimes I think I'm not a native English speaker, too. One really good early example that we have available to us is the Go Jian, which was found in a tomb submerged and survived remarkably well, in part because of its construction, bronze and tin, but also because the scabbard it was stored in was watertight and airtight, which is even more impressive when you consider that the sword was made around 500 BC. The basic shape and profile of the Jian did not change much over the last 2,500 years, and really the biggest variance was in blade length. Nowadays, the Jian is mainly used in Tai Chi as the Taiji Jian, and it has a characteristically a very thin, kind of floppy blade, which looks really cool when they're spinning around and doing cool martial arts stuff. Now, the one that I have in front of me is supposedly a reproduction of a Song Dynasty Jian, has a 30-inch blade, is made of folded steel, a mix of 1045 mid-carbon and 1095 high-carbon. They said there's about 3,500 folds. I'll try to get them there in picture. Pretty attractive pattern, but nicely polished. Now, they say that that metallurgic mix is to make the sword both a little bit more flexible and forgiving in flexibility, while also giving it edge retention on the high carbon end. I also suspect it might be a cost savings measure. The scabbard is made of wood, kind of a mid-range brown color, pretty attractive. I like it overall, as is the handle. The fittings are made from antiqued brass and are representative of the 4 noble plants in Chinese art, which are the plum, orchid, chrysanthemum, and bamboo. I didn't show those in order in case anyone thinks I'm crazy and don't know what plants look like. I have no idea what the wood is made of, but it is pretty good looking and it all fits well. Another nice thing is, and I apologize for the shaky cam on this, the fittings are all very solid. There's no rattle to anything. The sword fits snugly in the scabbard and doesn't try to fall out. And it's got a nice heft to it, but balances well considering how long it is. Like I said, it is a 30-inch blade. The edge came to me sharp. They are made sharp. I didn't have to have them sharpened after the fact. And I purchased this one from Kult of Athena for about $250 on sale. Normal price is around $400. And I'm pretty impressed with it and pretty happy with it so far. The sword itself was made in Lonquan in China, which is where the Jian originally was made, and has been made since around 700 BC, so that's pretty cool. Lots of swords of really varying quality are made there, so you can get real cheap ones and real high-end ones, all pretty much from the same area. From what I understand from Kult of Athena, which cult is spelled with a K, not a C, is they are pretty thorough about inspecting their inventory to make sure that only quality stuff gets out, and at the very least communicating what you're going to get with the money that you pay. And if they have stuff that doesn't fall into their specific quality criteria, then they'll push them off as munitions grade and give a little bit of a discount on them. So I felt pretty confident buying a Chinese sword from them made in the Lonquan Province that it wasn't going to be, of lower quality at the very least, because someone who knows something about swords has taken a look at it. If I had one complaint, some of the finish is rubbed off on the handle around the end cap here. It is a threaded pommel. You can see where some of that finish has come off, I presume from when they press fit that brass cap on there. And then it's a little cheesy, you can see the glue that they used. But otherwise, yeah, a lot of times when you get into flea market swords and eBay swords, they feel real rattly, and this does not at all. It feels very solid, so yeah, hope you liked this video. If you did, please click like, be sure to subscribe to us, and if you're interested in helping support us, please check out the link to our Patreon page. This is Jay, and I will catch you again soon next time.